Hey, it's Jackie Brawls.
Folks, people, Dunlap is my name. Welcome to the Red State Update podcast.
It's a longer name than that.
Do you think that screws us up, that people look for the Red State Update podcast and they see a podcast with our picture but a much longer name?
But it's at the end. The two words together are all they're side by side. So if you can get through all the front, country, southern, all that stuff, you
Should
can
we
see
just
the two
change
words.
the name at this point? Should we just change it to the Red State Update podcast?
I don't think it's going to make any difference whether we did it or we didn't. You'd have to change the music and the man talking. Have to change that.
Sounds like a lot of trouble to
Yeah.
me.
But it don't matter. We can call it whatever we want, and then the real name can be the long one. That don't bother me at all.
So, welcome to the Red State Update podcast, everybody. This is my sidekick, Jackie Brawls. My
Ain't
name is
nobody
Dunlap the
sidekick,
Man.
No sidekicks one way or the other.
We're talking the weekend of October 4th, 2015. Jackie, can you believe it's October already again here now?
That's the way the world works, yeah.
You got big plans for Halloween?
I don't care for too much. It ain't. I'm Halloween for children and people who still act like children. I don't.
I cannot wait. I can't wait to get some toilet paper and toilet paper
Yeah.
your house
All right.
and
You
get some
just try it.
eggs and
You
throw some
just
eggs
try it.
at your house.
You just tried. You're 40-something years
Nope,
old, and
that's incorrect.
and you still wanting to do things like that.
That's because I'm young at heart and
Well, that's
in
what I'm
age.
saying. It's for. I don't mind children wanting candy that don't come to my
I want
house
candy.
to get it.
How come you don't give me candy?
You come in. I give it to children that come in the store dressed up. I'll give it to them. You sitting right there. You drinking beer for free. What do you want with candy?
You go with the beer.
Yeah.
Two things for free. That's
Well,
what I
I
want.
don't mind giving out little candy. That's fine. If you want to call that a holiday, that's fine. Just what you're talking about, that's just vandalism. That's illegal is what
Yeah.
that is. And then you get caught by the police, you don't want to do that.
They got bigger fish to fry on Halloween, like all the diversionary fires we're setting.
What?
Hey, let me ask you, is your problem with Halloween being a holiday because it's not religious at all, because Jesus ain't involved?
No, it ain't got nothing to do with really. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, that's of the devil." That's I know that ain't it for me. I've grown out of it. Used to carve a pumpkin, any excuse to carve a pumpkin. That's fun to do. Put a face on something you grow in the garden. Things like that. That's good, but it don't necessarily have to be Halloween. Now it's just go dress up like Star Wars is all it is.
I do remember that summer that you made squash faces when you got all the little squash out of your garden, and you got the magic markers and you drew squash faces
Well, you
on them.
carve into them too. Take your pocket knife out. You draw on it first.
On
and
the
you know
big
where
ones,
Well, yeah.
the little ones.
Little ones are just cute little, winking at you.
You made a lot of money selling those, didn't you?
I did make a lot of money. I made a little money here and there, yeah.
Wasn't one of the Christian vegetables at one point looked a lot? I remember you got real mad back when they had a squash.
Well, I
And you
always
said,
did
that.
that.
Looks just like one of my squash faces.
Every year I used to do that, and kids got a kick out of it, and people say, "Hey, look at that squash," and then people enjoyed that in the store. But then they look just like I quit doing it. And I'm like, all right, if you're going to be the winking squash, and you go ahead. I guess since I don't do that character anymore, I could probably start, drawing on them again.
Did you get a letter from a lawyer?
No, I didn't get no letter. I'm saying if that's what they just people take other people's ideas all the time and steal it. And if that's how they'll get theirs when it's coming to them. It don't have to be in a legal sense.
It doesn't seem very Christian.
No, not at all. I don't think stealing. I think Christian specifically says not to do that.
It doesn't matter if it's just intellectual property or not. You don't steal. A squash face Or a real squash. I mean,
Yeah.
you wouldn't steal a real squash from somebody.
If you got in someone's garden and stole a squash from them, that's stealing.
I mean, unless you're
It don't matter what's
raccoon.
drawn on it. It don't matter what color's on it, But they didn't steal. You was talking about the idea. They took it. I know one of them come in here because I know who is, and he's still one of them. He alternates. I don't know which one he is right now. But he was coming here before they had any squash in the Christian vegetables. And after he come in here a couple of years of that, suddenly, all of a sudden, they got squash vegetable.
Folks,
Just winking just the same way I do. Always, it'd be winking at you. And it's the same
wink.
same face, yeah. Same eye winking, yeah.
Folks, if you're just listening to us for the first time, the Christian vegetables here in Murfreesboro are a costume characters that tour around store openings and elementary schools and tell kids to get in shape and read their Bibles.
Yeah. Sternly, though.
Sternly,
not,
that's the thing.
which is, that's good. One of them's always more stern than the other ones, but they're all a little stern. One, he's not more stern, I'd say louder is way, but it's kind of, you better do which.
It's threatening.
Well, not physical harm on it, but just like a threat should be. You want to burn in, eternal flame the rest of your life. If you choose this way to live, and you choose that way to live, and when they tell it to the children, sometimes how they need to hear it, and I'm not saying all the times.
Right now, the Christian vegetables are participating in basketball games on top of Murky Shellback's boat around the square tour. Everything around the square. Fair around the square was what it was last time.
Well, it seems like the fair's over, but it still seems like there's, I don't know how many things hooked up to that. I don't know.
Yeah, basically, you can't get to the courthouse anymore. It's just, and the caravan doesn't, I don't even know if it's moving. It's hard to, the noise of movement is coming from it, but it doesn't seem to be moving. I think it may have run into itself at some point, coiled around itself. It's hard to tell where it ends and where it begins. And
I think it's going to be into it here pretty soon because you don't want to mess with judicial system, which it's doing. There's people going in there to pay on a ticket or everything else, and they can't get in there because of that. And then the police having to work double time to go get these people, and the people, they have a legitimate excuse as far as I'm concerned. So they're taking. I know people, and I know they're looking into it. I don't foresee it going on much longer. They're going, whether it's running or not, they're going to have to move it all out of the way here pretty soon.
So that's Fair Around the Square. That's our sponsor.
Well, that's
this
over.
week.
That's not sponsor. That's over. That's been over, what, a week now?
Yeah, it's October. Fair is over,
Yeah.
folks. We're moving into October, the scariest month of the year.
Yeah, if you believe in that sort of stuff.
That's the month that all the ghosts and goblins come out with their bony fingers and put them on the back of your neck. And you're like, who's there? Well, it must have been an evil spirit because you turn around and the room is empty.
That's just ghost stories, stuff like that.
Happened to a friend of mine.
Yeah.
So who is our sponsor this week then?
Well, I got a good sponsor this week.
I can't. Who is it?
Oh, it's going to be something. You like good food, don't you? Everybody likes good food.
Who you talking to,
I
son?
know you do. I'm just
I
saying.
like the best food.
Well,
I like
this
the best women and the best automobiles.
It's good food, and everybody likes whether the word, fancy word for it, ambiance.
Yeah.
Is what they call it. Ambiance. Everybody looking, all these different restaurants. Well, this was supposed to be like it's supposed to be in old Italy or something like that. They have little candles burning or whatever. It's a Mexican place. What they want it to look like? What's the ambiance there?
Old Mexico.
That's right. Sombreros and pictures of donkeys, things like this. Well, this here is got just as much ambiance. I'd say even more than that. But it don't have nothing to do with the taste of the food. Because sometimes, you may want to sit and look at a picture of a donkey and a sombrero and not want to eat a burrito, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even tie the two together unless I'm in a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
If I can sit and look through a magazine and see a donkey.
Now you're talking magazine. There you go, right there. See, you fall right into the trap. Listen to this. Now, this is it's a brand new restaurant. I've eaten there. It's something else. It's nice. And it's called The Waiting Room. And it is got good food. And I tell you, you go in there. First thing, you go in. And what you do, you let them know that you're there. And they write your name down, And then they said, we'll call you shortly to come get your food. And have a seat wherever. And you just go out there and sit everywhere. And there's magazines. Every kind of magazine you can imagine all over the place. They got the address cut out. Some of them old, some of them new. And, fluorescent lighting, just bright, just right on you. And you could swear, if it weren't for the food, you think you were sick. That's a waiting room. That's an ambiance. It's just like being in a waiting room, and the food is delicious. It's something else, because I knew it was a restaurant. I went down there, and I could have swore. I was like, well, did I take the wrong turn? I wound up in the doctor's office, but no, I was at the waiting room. I went through all the rigmarole to do, which is just like going to the doctor, and I sat down and had a delicious meal. So I encourage everybody to get out, go to the waiting room. It's, like I said, ambiance. It's got just as much of it as you can have if you want to be like an actual doctor, hospital, waiting room. This is it. So get on down there. Usually in a waiting room like that, you know what you're usually eating on. Something out of the machine, a Snicker bar or some crackers or something like that, and you're drinking soda or, something like that. Everything out of the machine down the hall. Well, in this place, you can have beer, wine, and delicious three continental delicious plates you can have and enjoy. It's delicious. Get down there now, the waiting room. That's my sponsor this week.
I have a few questions.
I don't care if you have questions or not. I don't.
So when you go in the room, whose business is this? Who come up with this idea?
Carla Bernardo.
Carla Vornado.
Yeah.
She's that woman who's always hanging out in waiting rooms. Like
Well,
when you go to the doctor, she just likes to sit in waiting rooms.
Well, I now would know why. She was she was putting it together. This waiting room, what's good about it is this right here. I'm going to write this down and then go to the next one. But it's lacking in this. And then you go to another waiting room. This one's got this, but it don't have that. And she just going to all these different waiting rooms, because you would if you had to go in the doctor emergency room or something. She's always sitting in there. But she was taking notes is what she was doing and planning this out, and it was a surprise to me.
Why would anybody want to go to a waiting room? The waiting room is the worst part of going to the doctor, and the doctor is where somebody sticks a finger up your butt.
All right, you don't have to say everything a doctor does. This is a good family restaurant. Don't talk about this where you go to eat. You don't bring that up.
It's a waiting room. It
ain't necessarily you that's sick. It could be a loved one. You don't know. There's lots of reasons to be in a waiting room.
Now, does a doctor come out and look at you?
No doctor comes out and looks at you.
Does the chef come out and look at you?
I just told you what to do. You go in there. You let them know. They say, please be seated.
Do you sign
in? The food will be with you shortly. Okay. Don't sign anything.
You don't show them your insurance?
Not to eat? No. You're not really going to the doctor. It's just supposed to look like that.
Is this an Obamacare thing?
I don't put that on Carla Bernardo. She don't. Why would you say something like that?
Is this connected to the president's failed Obamacare system?
It ain't got nothing to do with Obamacare. This is a good place to go.
This sounds like something that's supposed to get you ready, get you used to them death panels.
Well, I will say this. I'd get down to the waiting room now before waiting rooms are a thing of the past, because with Obamacare, they ain't going to be able to afford keeping all those waiting rooms open. You be standing out in the street.
So this may one day be like a museum of waiting
Well,
rooms.
sure.
Like mommy, what was a waiting room like? Well,
Yeah.
let's go eat.
Go
and
down the
find
waiting
out.
room. It's good food, too.
What do you mean 3 continental? What is that? They got 3 different continents worth of kinds of food?
Not 3 different meals from around continental world.
What are these 3 meals?
I don't remember all of them.
It was one of them.
One of them's American meatloaf, mashed potato. I had that. It was fine. It's delicious.
Okay. And the other one was probably maybe an Indian dish.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't remember. I
Maybe
didn't get
French.
that. I didn't get any of that.
Continental
Probably French.
cuisine.
Probably French or something. Maybe Mexico. But that's the same continent. It ain't Mexico. It's Spain? I don't remember all. I don't know the names of foreign things. I'm not from those places. I'm from here.
And that's why you got the meatloaf.
That's what I know. That's why the other stuff I didn't,
Where did you eat? I mean, there's no tables, right? It's just like a waiting room.
You get a little tray. They give you a little tray.
And you just go back and sit in one of them chairs?
Well, yeah, I guess you could take it with you if you wanted to go.
Do they watch you eat and call you up when you're done?
No, they don't call you. Take your tray back up there just like you do at Hardee's any place else,
And you give it to the woman behind the counter?
No, you put it in the trash can and set it on top of the trash can is what you do. The woman at the counter, once you get your food, that's over with.
Well,
Some people may want to come and book reservations for when they come back. That I think I saw some people do that. Like, do you have an opening, And she says, let me look, and she looks into it, and she'll, She said, we'll make you an appointment for,
Do they take insurance?
What do you mean, do they take insurance?
Like, will insurance cover part of my meal?
What? Why would it? No.
You know who they should get together with, now that I think about it, is pill sauce, the medicated table.
Well,
seems like these would go hand in hand.
There's 2 different places. I'm not playing favoritism. One of them gave me $25 this week. That's it.
Just seems like there's a theme of.
Well, this you don't have to be sick or out taking medicine. This is just regular food. There ain't no medicine in it, but the ambiance, that is what is like the doctors.
And are nurses? Does anybody come bring you?
Well,
who refills your drink?
You go up there and get.
Oh, it's got a fountain. Oh,
yeah.
Fountain thing.
Yeah.
So there's no like nurses, like servers
behind
dressed as nurses.
when you come in. That's the end of
That's
it. Tell her what you want. She'll tell you where to have a seat, and your food will be with you shortly.
So you're just eating off your lap in one of them waiting room chairs.
Not off your lap, off a tray.
Off a tray in your lap. If you spill that tray, like who would come out and clean up? Would it look like a hospital maintenance person?
Don't know. I don't think about places to go there to make a mess. That's not how I think about things. I try to eat with my mouth closed like a gentleman would and act decent. Enjoy my meal.
On a date?
No, I ain't on a date. I just try to act decent no matter where I'm at, whether it's a waiting room, restaurant, or a real waiting room, or a real restaurant. Any of those places, I act accordingly.
And that meatloaf was pretty good, huh?
It's pretty good.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe I'll go try it out.
You should go try it out. Everybody should go try it.
Carla Vornado, who we thought was just a creepy waiting room.
Well, don't say she's creepy.
I
thought she must have had a husband or a brother or something like that had cancer or something like it, because he was always in there. And, both sides, both hospitals. I've seen her at both ones when I went to go visit a friend or something. She's always there, but now I know why, so she ain't creepy. Don't say that.
I thought we called her that waiting room groupie.
I don't know what you called her. I called her a waiting room woman. I didn't use group, whatever that is. I said, there's that waiting room. Everybody said that. That was all over town. You saw her sitting there, but now there ain't nothing weird about it because it's...
Right. She just wanted to open up a waiting room themed restaurant.
Yes, that's all it was.
Not weird at all.
No. The waiting room. That's our sponsor.
The waiting room.
That's the waiting room. I said it. I say it's my sponsor. I say it. The waiting room. get on down there. And like I said, if it weren't for the food, you'd think you was sick.
I got a sponsor this week, Jackie, and I think you're going to really like it.
Yeah.
You ever had a mouse in your house?
What? Yeah.
You ever had problems, son, with damn mice in your house?
Certain time, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's something you got to deal with. You get traps, you get your. Some people have old cat, whatever you got to do. But yeah, mice. Everybody got mice problems sometime or another, not all the time.
I figured out how to beat them.
Huh?
How to beat the mice.
I mean, bait them.
There's a great company who makes a great product, and they gave me a great $25. They're my sponsor this week. Mouse House.
Mouse House.
You order a Mouse House from the Mouse House Corporation, and you get it sent to you, some assembly required. And you set that up, and the mouse is going to go inside there and leave your house and go into the Mouse House.
What?
And then if you've got a problem with mice, you set up a Mouse House. All the mouses are going to go in that Mouse House. And then your house will be mouse-free. That's the Mouse House.
Like a trap or something, roach motel, something like that, right? That gets them in there.
Yep.
Their feet stick on it. They can't get out.
Nope.
Why?
They're free to leave.
What do you mean they're free to leave? What that?
Your job is to make the Mouse House as enticing as possible so that the mouse does not want to leave. The mouse is going to have to make some decisions. Do I want to stay in this human's house, or do I want to move into my own luxurious mouse house?
They go stay wherever the food, breadcrumb, whatever it is. That's where they stay for food and that and shelter. They don't. What do you mean build a house for them? That don't make any sense.
Some assembly is required. They send you. It's just some assembly required. You have to set it up inside, so you have to provide the cheese. You want to get good cheese, not that cheap-ass cheese.
What do you mean good cheese?
Good cheese, or the mouse will be like, well, this cheese, I can get better cheese than this here in this house. You want to give him expensive cheese. You want to give him a nice exercise wheel. Some people think that's for hamsters, but mouse will do it too.
What? Why don't that stuff just come with it if you're supposed to, if what, you just buying some wood to put a little house together, that's it?
Mostly cardboard, but
what?
And then you paint the roof on it, and you give the mouse a coat of arms. And you want to go, if you go to Target, have you not seen at Target, when you go to Target or Walmart by the in the crafts and hobby section, by the scrapbooking section, they got the Mouse House section, so you can buy little things if you don't want to make like an expensive armchair.
What? Make an expensive,
really soft, just buttery leather for the mouse to sit in. You can buy things like that at the Mouse House section. So people like to personalize their Mouse House, and they like to.
That's just having a pet, is what you're talking about. Spoiling a pet. That's people. I don't ever understand why somebody want a rat or a mouse in a cage in the house.
Not a pet. You're not. It says it right on the instructions that come with the Mouse House. Do not touch these animals. They are filthy.
Well, yeah.
They carry disease.
Some of them do, yeah.
They're sick, probably.
Yeah. A lot of them, yeah.
And who knows, something will ooze out of their body under your finger, and your finger will probably fall off.
Well, I don't know about all that. It's just probably best.
It's best not to touch the mouse at all.
Don't go. You set traps down. You set, do whatever. Get the cat to do it,
Well, that's inhumane.
What do you mean inhumane?
This is a way to keep the mouse occupied without hurting it or actually getting it out of your house. Because at no point are you supposed to remove the Mouse House and set the mouse free. Because then you just got a dollhouse.
What?
Also, children should never, they say this, if you have children, don't let them see the Mouse House because they're going to want to play with it. But what's inside is a filthy, disease-ridden animal. A wild animal. Yeah, they're little, and you could crush their head with your finger and your thumb. if you
What?
could get it. But you don't want to do that because whatever would come out of its head would get on your finger and give your finger
All
spots.
right.
And then those spots would cause it to fall off.
This is a bunch of bulls.
Nope, it's fun. It's fun
Fun.
and exciting. Don't touch the mouse or let your children see it. Mouse house. You're going to want to get it a little. Some people like to make it like it's a human house. Some people like to make it more mouse themed. What does a mouse like? He likes crumbs. He likes cheese. He likes scurrying around the trash can in the kitchen. So, they tried to make it like, oh, we're going to build a base of a trash can, like a kitchen-sized trash can, and that's the first floor.
Who's going to build it?
And the second floor, it's a hobby, Jackie. Don't you have hobbies? Stamp collecting, a pet rock, listening to music,
That ain't no kind of hobby.
going out to shows, running on the beach. Hobby, man. You ever heard of it?
Put a little cardboard house together and expect a mouse to leave. Where do you put the other little? You have that in your house?
Yes. The mouse house?
Yes.
Yeah, that's in your house.
Then the mouse is still in your house.
Technically. But, I mean.
It sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me anyway, but if you went in it and take it outside, let him live in there outside.
You're not supposed to. There's a chance that the mouse will bite your finger.
Oh, hell.
And then you know what'll happen. It'll fall right off. There's liability things here. If you pick up a house full of mice, those mice could run all up you Mississippi Squirrel Revival you. They get down your britches, in your brassieres, in your wigs and extensions. So it's best just to let them. They made their choice. They said, okay, I'm going to move in here with this fluffy
I know
bed.
some people, conscience for whatever reasons, bothers them when they kill vermin. But for those people, they still have traps, little plastic things, where they get in there and you take it outside and let them loose if that's how you want to. Of course, they're going to come right back in the house. But
yep.
Well,
you just called it. Then this way, they're already in the house, but they're busy. They got a deal with Comcast right now where you can set up cable for the mouse house at half the price. So you're not paying human rates, you're paying mouse rates.
All right, that's a bunch of bull.
Well, what? So then, they don't get good TV. They don't get to watch the shows they like. They're gonna come right back out into your house and run around and shit them little weird mouse shits.
They don't watch TV. They won't like you had it right earlier. Crumbs and cheese. Yes, that's what they want. That's why they in your house to begin with.
Have you ever heard of the Crumbs and Cheese Network?
What?
You haven't seen that? Suzanne Summers got a show on there.
I like her, but I didn't see no show on there with her on it. No, I didn't know.
On the Crumbs and Cheese Network, she's got a show. She talks human talk, but if you switch the AV, whatever, you can get it to where it's just a mouse talk.
All right.
But she dubbed the mouse talk herself, so it's just high-pitched squeals and squeaks.
Right.
It's adorable. If you thought she was sexy on Three's Company, you should hear Suzanne Summers
It ain't got nothing to do
talking mouse.
being sexy or anything like that. She's just a good actress is all.
Well, you don't understand the power of television.
Well,
It's all sex appeal.
all right, fine.
So that's Mouse House. Get yourself a...
Dumbest thing I ever heard of.
If you've got a bunch of mice in your house, get a mouse house. They'll still be in your house, but it's fun and it's just different. I don't. It sells itself. I can't really.
It don't sell itself. It's you sending money. I didn't even say how much it was. Lord only knows it ain't worth whatever it's worth because it's
how big a mouse house you want?
I don't want one at all.
If you want a little one, I mean, they start at $175.
Oh, hell. If I wanted the mouse house in it, I'd just get some cardboard out of the garbage and make it myself. I don't go send money away. $170.
Like a pizza box? They love that because if it's still got some of the stuff on it.
Well, that's the same thing. Why not just put a pizza box in the middle of the room and let them get in that and run around?
That does sound fun. I don't know. Maybe they should have thought of that. I think they've actually got a pizza. That's they call that the pizza box racetrack. And they got little mice cars, and the mice get in there.
All right, fine
they go
enough.
round and round. Mouse-a-daga, they
I
call
don't
it.
care anything about this bunch of bull. Stupid.
So that is Mouse House.
Man.
Keep those mouse in your house.
All right. They don't want to keep them in there. You get them.
Get them out of your house. Get them out of your house and into the mouse house.
All right.
Technically, they are still in your house.
Yes, they are.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the Old Timey Country Down Home Red State Update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, it's Jackie Brawls.
Hey there, it's Dunlap. Welcome to the second part of our podcast. Welcome back to the news part of our podcast.
I don't think any of them came back after you talking about a mouse house. I think.
Do I run down your sponsors?
Yes, every damn week you do.
So weird. I saw the ad for Mouse House in the back of Highlights magazine, and it was old. It was from like a 1973 Highlights, and I said, "Are they still in business?" So I called them up, and they said, "Yeah, we'll sponsor your what is it?" I said, "It's a podcast," and they said, "Yeah." I'm still waiting on that money to get here.
Yeah. You just keep waiting.
When it comes, I ain't gonna give none to you.
I don't want any of it.
Per usual. Folks, it's October, it's Halloween, it's autumn time, the leaves are changing color, there's a chill in the, you feel that chill in the air?
Yeah.
Where's your jacket?
I'm in working a hot oven all day. Hot kitchen.
You don't work in the oven.
I don't work in it. I work in it feels like an oven in there, because there is one. There's two of them in there. Fryers, burners, everything else.
Sizzling, hot grease sizzling. You ever try to talk? You come in the store and try to talk to Jackie, you're yelling over a bunch of sizzling grease.
Well, it depends during lunchtime and breakfast time, yeah.
Now, if you like yelling over grease and you want to come in this store and talk to Jackie, that's the place for you. If you're like, where can I go yell over grease? Jackie's Market, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Well, there's other reasons to come here, too, not just to yell over grease. People like the food. People like cold beer. People like, sit around and chew the fat.
Shake of the hand, arm around the shoulder.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Welcome back. That's what it's about, fellowship, friendship.
I don't know if it's all that. It's just people know each other and they come in and they talk. That's about it.
Like the Pope and Kim Davis.
Well,
Know each other and talk. Segue.
I guess he went to go see her.
I think he dropped in on her and her husband were sitting down to dinner. Probably a real common folks dinner, not common.
Just regular dinner.
Regular working class, middle America people of faith dinner.
Put your feet under his table.
Put your feet under his table,
Yeah.
as Mike Huckabee yelled at Jackie.
Yeah.
He's proud to put his feet under their table. And they were probably having, I'd say, some fried okra and some black-eyed peas and
That
some
sounds
cornbread.
good, yeah.
Maybe it does sound good.
Yeah.
Maybe some turnip greens. I'm just assuming here. I don't know. I don't know what they had for dessert. Maybe they had some fried potatoes and some, maybe she made a hamburger steak.
Maybe I went out to eat.
Maybe they went out. Maybe they ordered takeout.
Yeah.
Maybe they got something from Macaroni Grill. I don't know. The point is,
Pope come over.
Pope come over. I'm sorry I interrupted you. It's funny. I'm trying to do him like talking like he talks, but it just sounds like Father Guido Sarducci.
Yeah.
So he comes, knocks on the door, like, who is that? Can you imagine trying to sit down to eat and you're like, who is that? And you open the door and there's a Pope. Like, I'm sorry I got so mad.
I think it's Halloween.
Did you try to give him some candy? No, thank you.
Well, if he won't. I don't have nothing against this Pope besides all, him being friends and with Obama and just trying to stir stuff up over here. We just about get something settled once and for all, and then he comes over here and stirs it all up again.
What are you talking about?
All of it. The climate change. What else? Mainly that, yeah.
And Kim Davis. That was done, and then he comes over and somehow.
Well, yeah.
Now, the other side of the story is that the Pope did not go to their house and bang on their screen door. That she opened the door, was startled. Honey, look, it's the Pope. He had to make a split-second decision like, is this cool to be talking to him or not? A lot of religious things.
Both of them, that's two different religions. They both got a lot of set of rules to it.
But sometimes it's just about putting your feet under a table.
Well, everybody got to eat, yeah.
Even the Pope. So maybe the Pope went to Kim Davis's house. Another theory that's been floated around is that the Pope got tricked by super conservative Catholics way high up in the Pope Church, Vatican power, reaches of power.
What, he just does whatever they tell him to?
They're like, we set up a bunch of people for you to talk to on your way out, Pope.
Maybe
And
if
he's
he
like,
was
okay.
a real Pope, he'd say, I'll do what, you don't tell me to do nothing. I'm in charge.
Or maybe he said, go find me some people, like a bunch of people to talk to. Don't try to sneak in any, like, American, like, something that happened recently, like some woman. Don't try to sneak in anything.
And that's what they did, though.
That they might have snuck Kim Davis in. And then when the Pope left, they put out a press release saying the Pope loves Kim Davis. And then the Pope had to put out a thing saying, no, wait, I'm not sure what happened.
But I thought the Pope supposed to love everybody, is what I thought. Because
Yeah.
I seen already on TV he met with gay people, too.
So you thought he was meeting with gay people and Kim Davis, and he's going to say, I love everybody. Let's
Well,
all
that's
get
what
together.
they're supposed to do, ain't they? I thought that's what the Pope does. I mean, goes around, I bless you this,
Bless you that, bless
yeah,
you this.
all that, yeah. Obama, he gets along with Obama real good. Then, Boehner loves him, too. Boehner loves him more than anybody, I reckon.
I wonder if he just quit his job, Boehner, just to follow the Pope around. Kind of like the last episode of Freaks and Geeks, where she's going to follow around the Grateful Dead. Maybe he's just like, I'm going to follow the Pope around.
Well, he got enough money, he can do whatever he wants, yeah. If there's golf courses wherever the Pope's going, he'll be fine, yeah.
And there are.
Yeah, of course it will be, yeah.
I ain't saying the Pope will be on them golf courses, but I'm saying, there's a golf course nearby.
People who work for the Pope and enjoy golf have every right to play golf wherever they want to.
This Pope seems kind of like the guy, like the other, like the lesser popes are out on the golf course having fun playing golf, smoking cigars or whatever, and the Pope comes over and gives the caddy like a $500 tip and brings him a lemonade. And the other guys are like, well, now I feel like an asshole. I thought you might be thirsty.
Hey, this Pope goes out of his way to seem real humble. He goes out of his way. It's hard, as old Mac Davis used to say, it's hard to be humble when you got on that fancy out, all that stuff on.
He's got to work overtime at it.
Yeah.
Like, I know I was chosen by God and a weird cabal of Catholic people But I'm cool. Like cool mom or cool dad. The Pope has to try harder to be cool.
I ain't no cool mama or daddy riding around in the little car he had. No youngin's gonna look at the mom and dad and think, oh, ain't you cool for running? I mean, ain't nothing cool about the Pope, and it ain't supposed to be. He's supposed to be the Pope. That's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to tell people what to do, what not to do, get on to them when they ain't acting right, and read the Bible. That's the Pope. This Pope, he wants to run around his little green car, whatever it is. He wants to go talk to Obama and be friends with everybody, go see Kim Day. Just be the Pope. Don't talk about climate change. They ain't got nothing to do with your job.
John Boehner would be a good like agent for the Pope. I don't know if the Pope needs an agent, but like the Pope's like, who are we talking today, Johnny? He's like, well, you got Kim Davis, you got this, like just somebody to like a producer for the Pope.
Well, they got somebody doing. He got everything
I'm sure
he does.
They do,
there's somebody setting it up, like you just what you said. He probably wouldn't have met old Kim Davis if somebody hadn't set it up. He wouldn't have known who the hell she was, and evidently still doesn't.
John Boehner just looks like an old-time agent or somebody that's supposed to be. And the Pope needs 3 orange juices in his room. He's like somebody that's going to cause trouble with like whoever runs the venue.
Whenever he comes over,
I got the goddamn Pope in here, and you're bringing me a Subway sandwich platter? You don't have a Jimmy John's in this fucking town?
Hey, you ain't gonna talk that way and work for the Pope. That ain't gonna.
Well, sometimes people got to get shit done.
Well,
and if that means busting a few balls, so be it. John Boehner's in charge of the Pope now.
Only place he'd be able to do that's over here. The rest of they don't even speak English over there.
He got an interpreter. He loves the Pope so much he take real good care of the Pope. And now who's going to be new Speaker of the House? They're fighting over it.
Well, it was said McCarthy's going to do it, but then he went on. Well, the hand it is, and he said, we showed Hillary Clinton real good with those Benghazi hearings, which it did. And now everybody jumps on him. Well, what did you think he was doing? Why? Even Republicans are jumping on him for that.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I thought that's exactly what he was doing.
He's trying to get Boehner's job, and he sits there and tells you what a good job he did, and then Republicans get mad at him for it. What the hell's happened? That's the reason we're in this mess right now.
If you even if you really thought there were other reasons to do the Benghazi stuff, and then he admits, well, mainly Hillary Clinton, get rid of her. Still, that's like, oh, I didn't know that was the main one.
That's like
great.
icing on the cake is what that is right there.
Well,
I took
good
care of the
looking out, son.
Yeah. And they turn around and like, oh, he shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have done that. And now he's apologizing. He's saying he misspoke. Now I don't like him. Because at first I said, here's somebody telling it like it is. You know, they say Trump's the only one that tells it like it is. Of course, when he tells it like it is, it ain't really like that. It ain't.
No.
It ain't.
True.
It don't make any sense.
That's true. He doesn't tell it like it is.
No.
He tells it
like Trump says it or what.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how you.
Yeah. But this McCarthy, he did it, and then everybody jumps on him, and then once everybody starts jumping on you, then he goes, oh, well, I misspoke. Well, then to hell with you then.
Right, you were talking about the one good thing you did.
Yeah. The only thing I know he did, I didn't know who the hell he was when he went on Hannity. I was like, oh, well, you're the one that did that. Well, good, good job, but throw it right out the window. Next day, I misspoke. Well, don't go on TV if you misspeak.
It's hard to tell when you should apologize for misspeaking and when you should double down. I'll admit that. That's a hard choice to make. Did I misspeak or should I double down? Like in his case, I think he could have doubled down.
He should have doubled down. That's what he should. Now, what's her name running for Fiorina? She keeps doubling down when she should have said,
I misspoke.
Or I missaw.
Easily, she could say, I missaw. I thought that was this, and it turns out I was watching Train Spotting.
Wow.
He could have said, yeah, we also, not only did Americans die and it's her fault, but also we're kicking her out of the campaign.
Yeah.
Let me be the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, I'd give him a job. He'd have a scepter or whatever it is. They'd have that ceremony go, let him do it. Ain't a scepter, gavel, right? That's not a scepter. Scepter's king. That's England. Over here, it's gavels.
Yep. Over there, they still got scepters. I don't know how democracy works in England. I guess they have a form of democracy. I see a lot of people in a terrible room yelling at each other. All sound funny.
Yeah.
That's how they get things done. And over here, people say, oh, they're going to shut the government down, Ted Cruz. Like, what's this country come to? Well, look, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah. As bad as it is, it ain't that, thank goodness.
All talking at the same time.
So Boehner stepping down, that stopped the government from getting shut down, right? He says, I'm going to take this one. Oh, I don't know how. I think he's just tired. But
that's good when you can be tired and want to go off and take a nap and get credit for keeping the government from shutting down.
Yeah.
Good job. He learned something in 25 years or however long he was up there.
Actually, well, you perfected it right there, yeah.
Here's the two things he learned. How to make perfect Manhattan, how to get get congressional aides. He figured out how to tell them to make a perfect Manhattan in like 3 words. And he figured out how to get credit for saving the country by quitting his job.
Yeah, good on him. It's one good thing, I guess. McCarthy ain't gonna get it. It's between now McCarthy and it's between him and the fella that went to the white supremacist meeting, but he didn't know it was. Whatever his name is. Is it G? I can't keep up with all of them.
Who cares, really?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. He didn't know he was at the white supremacist meeting. What was his excuse for not knowing? He goes to a lot
His
of...
neighbor took him there.
Oh.
His neighbor said, why don't you come out, you know.
Where does he live?
Yeah, I don't know.
What neighborhood is this? Does he still live next door to this guy? I have a lot of questions.
Everybody asked it when that, news got out of it. Everybody asked him all sorts of questions. I don't remember all what he said. He must have said something right because now he's in the running.
Yeah, he must have.
For Speaker of the House, he must have explained himself.
Yeah, whatever his explanation was, I'm sure it made a lot of sense, and people probably were like, "Oh, sorry." I'm sure the press and everybody apologized.
But I don't know what I'm confused is. Why won't you come with me to go to a meeting and speak for, I can show you off. I guess he's a politician. Like, come on along to this thing. And, well, what kind of meeting is it? Seems like right there it gives an opportunity for him to, figure out he shouldn't go. But I don't know how that works.
Well, he either probably tried to hide it from him. Like, it's just some good old boys, looking out for each other. Like, oh, that sounds great. Or he could have said it and maybe he didn't hear it. Like, oh, it's some white good old boys looking out for each other. It's like, what'd you say? Huh? Good old boys looking out. Like, oh, he just didn't hear it all. I could have been standing by some traffic.
Yeah, every time if traffic's busy, cars going back and forth, trucks, it blocks out all sorts of sound. I can't hear hardly nothing. When it gets busy out front, I come inside.
Or, when you're a busy politician, you're only listening to, like, every other word somebody tells you anyway.
That's true, yeah.
So he might just not have heard the supremacist part. He might have just heard the white part. It's a white group. Well, all I talk to is white groups, so that seems safe. I don't know why he specified that, because there's no chance I would speak to any other kind of group.
Well,
like if he didn't hear supremacist in him. So one of them is going to be Speaker of the House. Is there a chance anybody else going to get in the running?
I heard both those names. I'm sure there's somebody else. I can't keep up at all. But everybody who likes either one, they all turn on against each other. It's pitiful. That's the reason this party going straight down the drain, because they're all going to fight with themselves and make a scene at every little thing. Every little thing somebody going to make a scene, whether it's Ted Cruz or McCarthy, whoever the hell it is, or who likes him. And meanwhile, Obama's doing whatever he wants to do, and Hillary Clinton is on TV doing funny shows.
Saturday Night Live. Hillary Clinton was on Saturday Night Live last night.
Well, that's where she belongs. She should stay on there. That's a job you need to be on that every week. Not in the White House.
Now, who would watch that, though? You don't want her on there every week. Nobody's going to.
I know no one's going to want to see that, but better there than. Look at it this way. If you told every conservative, every Republican in this country that the only way to keep her out of the White House is to watch her on that show at that time of night, we would do it.
You would watch her on TV to keep her out of the White House, if those were your only options.
That's I wouldn't want to do either one, first off. But yes, if that's all the options every Saturday night you got to sit up, 10:30, however late. I'm in bed by the time it comes on, midnight, whenever it comes on, and you got to watch her. And that's the only way you gonna keep her from winning this election. I say everybody set the alarm, get up and watch 2 hours or however long it is of her on there trying to be funny. And then be grateful that she's doing that instead of running this country further down into the ground.
Is it just comedy, or what if she was singing?
Singing?
What if you had to watch Hillary Clinton sing?
I don't know what they do
for
on
90 minutes every week.
Oh, hell.
Like, just go through the
No.
Great American Songbook.
No.
You wouldn't do that, or she's in the White House?
Oh, well, could I watch it with my ears plugged up?
No, you got to sit there and watch.
Oh, hell.
Watch the audience of Hillary Clinton supporters sing along.
See, if you ask this question to all Republicans, they should be willing to take a sacrifice like I'm willing to do and say yes to that question. But if you asked a room full of Republicans that question right now, they'd get to fighting. They'd all get to fighting just over what you're saying. I ain't going to watch that. Well, I don't want to run this. They'd fight with each other. That's what it's come down to in our party. Ain't nobody getting along. Ain't nobody seeing eye to eye on nothing.
Would you watch her like on Chopped?
What?
Like on a cooking show or some kind of cooking?
I'd watch on a cooking show.
That wouldn't be so bad.
That
Probably
wouldn't
the
be so
best
bad if she'd, get a recipe, whatever,
Cooking shows always interesting, no matter who's doing it.
It don't matter, yeah. But, they have those flashy ones that do it. I don't know half the names, but if they look like they're making something like, when you flip a channel, that looks good. You'll stop and look at it for a little while.
And then you're like, who's cooking that? Hillary Clinton. Hey. It's weird.
Well.
Is she, can she cook? I'm not trying to be sexist. I guess
I don't know whether the woman's
there's no way for that not to be sexist.
She can't.
Well, look, let's ask the same question here. The Clintons. Who did the cooking before they rose to ruin the nation?
He probably he was what? Governor what?
He was governor. What happened before they were governor?
Well, they were dating when they was young, weren't they?
So who was doing the cooking? It's probably in one of their books. If somebody
I ain't going to read. I don't care which one of them cooks.
This is the kind of question you couldn't ask. If you asked Hillary Clinton that, you'd get in a lot of trouble for asking her about cooking.
Yeah.
Now, maybe if you were on record as having asked Bill Clinton the same question, and like every sitting president the same question, possibly, and all the other male candidates, you asked them about cooking, possibly you could get by with that. But why did I even wonder that? I guess it's
don't
just
know.
sexism in my head right there.
It ain't. I watch cooking shows. Ain't got nothing to do with sexism. I don't care if it's a man or woman cooking. It don't make any difference to me. If it looks good, it looks
I
good.
just wonder if Hillary Clinton knew her way around the kitchen or not. But I mean, does Bill Clinton? I mean, he started doing that heart diet. He probably has to make a bunch of damn smoothies and shit.
Well, don't neither one of them make it anything for each other. Now that
No,
they
that
gotta-
ended
yeah,
years
a
ago.
long time ago. You don't once you go into the White House, you come out, you don't start cooking for yourself again. Like, well, that's over now. Hell no, you got Secret Service cooks.
The Secret
all-
Service cooks.
I don't know if they do. I'd just say you got them, and I'm sure some cooks too come along.
Wait,
With you.
hold on. Are you telling me that down in Texas right now that George and Laura Bush are not cooking for each other?
Well,
Are you telling me?
they don't have to if they didn't want to. Now, let's say he's busy painting or clearing brush,
Right.
something like that, and he promised her I was going to make some Tex-Mex or some manwich or whatever he wanted to make. And he said, well, honey, I'm right in the middle of this, and I know. She said, it'd be all right there. I'll get it. But if she was busy too, doing whatever it is she does, then she would just pass it on, like get the maid to cook it. You know, it would just go down that chain is how I see it happening. But there's plenty of times where he's in there cooking, she's in there cooking. I believe that. Yeah,
I bet he has a funny nickname for that maid.
I'm sure he does.
That's a sweet story. That's a sweet picture you just painted. You
Well-
think they're the most in love of any of the former presidents and their wives?
That I can think of. Yeah. I don't know about Obama and Michelle, but Bill and Hillary, I don't see them talking. But maybe I don't know how often they get together.
I don't know. It's some of this is probably in our emails if we wanted to go through all
That's
them.
true. I ain't gonna waste my time doing that. That's somebody's job. That's Sheep McCarthy. Will you have anything to do with that? If he did, he'd be right now and be going, well, I didn't. I thought I was doing the right thing. I just misspoke.
What do you think? Bill Clinton, since he got real skinny, what was his? Did he have a favorite food? Like jelly beans, Reagan.
He liked everything. He always eating.
Was there wasn't something that was his
Ribs, I think.
ribs?
I think barbecue
That
ribs.
sounds about right. Or was there one for George W. Bush? Did he have a favorite food that they tried to
He liked pretzels.
put over on us? No, choked.
He didn't like that. That's right. That's right. But that's the food you associate with your head. Reagan jelly beans, Bush pretzel,
Peanuts. Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter, yeah. Bill Clinton ribs.
There's no food for Obama.
I'm sure it's some fancy elitist food.
Healthy food. That's what Michelle likes.
Yeah, carrots.
Do they cook together, you think? Now, if you're president, you want to go down into the damn White House kitchen. If you're Bill Clinton,
You can do whatever you want to.
you
Yeah,
can
like
throw a slab of bologna in a pan and fry it up and slather it with, put a slice of cheese on it, unwrap that slice of cheese, put it on there, get some mustard and some mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, and put that on a couple pieces of white bread, and you got yourself a delicious fried bologna sandwich. You could do that if you're President Bill
if
Clinton,
you want
right?
to, you could do it. Nixon used to go down there and put ketchup all in the cottage cheese all the time.
That's right. But that's Nixon.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if any other he went a lot of places he wasn't supposed to go.
That's true.
What's the worst? That's got to be the worst food any president. We should write a book on the worst presidents in the kitchen, like, and have a picture of the chef with a wooden spoon chasing the president out, and the president's got an arm like a damn Dagwood sandwich and maybe like a bunch of sausage links, you know, like a dog steals out of a butcher shop in Little Rascals.
Yeah.
And the cook's chasing him out of that. And he's like, "Get out of here, President!" Like, president's in the kitchen. And then we just talk about their worst foods.
What they like to eat, yeah.
But it's really for the cover. That's a good cover drawing.
That's funny on any kind of book. Yeah, I like it. That's funny. Yeah.
Chef look like Chef Boyardee, maybe. Or
yeah. Get on out of here.
how come? Who was president? Like Eisenhower? Why didn't Eisenhower or Kennedy maybe make Chef Boyardee the official White House chef?
I don't remember. What now? What?
Why didn't that? If you have a national like damn poet laureate, right, and they've got a White House chef, right? Why don't they give us like a chef laureate, like a national chef? This is the chef.
Yeah.
And it should have been Chef Boyardee back
Well,
then.
he wasn't born over here.
Oh, do you have to?
I think he's from overseas, isn't he?
Well, I think we can make up the rules ourselves.
Well, it might as well be him. Hell, I don't know.
but you're right. We want a.
I like Miss. There's a lot of them. I like Miss Butterworth. Why couldn't she's good.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think all different. Mr. Peanut and all.
Well, I've never seen. There's commercials for Chef Boyardee. I think it's like, I made a real good can of something here.
That's good. Yeah, I like that beefaroni a lot. That's good. That's the best thing. That's probably his best recipe. And you can't make it. I've tried. And it don't never taste as good as it does coming out of the can. That beefaroni's good.
I like that ravioli.
It's all right. I don't like it as much as a beefaroni.
I like the big raviolis. That's better than the little ones.
Yeah.
You get them slopping out of the can. You know that sound it makes when it comes slopping
Oh,
out
yeah,
of there?
I know what it
That
sounds like,
suction
yeah.
just like, oh, man, and flopping into something and you stick it in the microwave. Damn, he should have been feeding food to Nixon, all of them, until he died. I don't know when he died. Henry Kissinger's still alive. Chef Boyardee dead in the ground.
Yeah.
What a world.
Yeah. That's how it turns out. You don't have. It ain't for us to know our fates. That's only for a good Lord to know.
So, everybody, that's the podcast for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Get on there and do whatever you need to do to help us do the things we do here. And if you give us money, T-shirts are coming to you or whatever you get.
All that stuff, yeah, you're taking care of that. This getting done. All of it getting rectified. Whatever we got to do.
Whatever we got to do, we're doing it. You do what you need to do. Okay?
Well, we managed to get through it. That talk about nobody getting killed.
Yeah. We almost went there. We could have done it. We could have turned off on that road, but instead we just we're at an hour. I think we could just stop here. I don't see
no reason to talk about that.
I don't see how we get through that.
Everything that's going to be said about that's already been said over and over again.
On your Facebook page.
Well, I don't have one of those, thank goodness.
And we could talk about Ron Ramsey's saying, arm the Christians. We didn't say arm the Christians. He said, if you're a Christian, get a gun.
Now, people taking that out of context. He said to go get a gun license. He did not say go get a gun. He said get a gun license.
He wasn't trying to scare anybody. He's just saying be prepared.
He went so far as to say that. He said, I ain't trying to, don't want no one to panic. Just go get your license. He did, if things got worse, then yes, he would say now's the time to get the gun. But no, he just said get your license.
He said get your license and stay tuned to my Facebook page, and I will tell you when to get the gun, when to get the bullets, when to put them in the gun, when to sit by the window.
And when to pray.
Yeah,
there's praying's got to be involved in that too.
No, he said he would not tell you when to pray.
What?
Because you pray. Christians pray whenever they want.
That's true. That's got a direct line to.
Ain't no.
Good Lord, yeah.
This time of day or that time of day, you do it whenever you want.
Well, if you politician, you still have time to say now let's bow our heads. He could say it that way. It's not like he's forcing you to pray.
All right, and you do supposed to pray before you eat.
Yeah, that's true.
Before you go to bed.
Yeah.
I don't know about going to bed. That may just be for children.
Well, you're supposed to, if you get all together, if a family's sitting there all together, pray before you eat. Same on Thanksgiving, all those things, all those days. Christmas, that's when you pray. But you're supposed to pray every time you eat. Some people do in the restaurant, some people just, I do it silent in my head. I don't have to bow my head and make a show for everybody to look at.
Yeah, silent in your head as you're shoveling food in your mouth already.
No, I just thank you, Lord, for what I'm about to eat. Then I eat it. Yeah, that's how it works. But some people, they just doing it for show, and that's, that's their business. I think the Lord, personally, I think the Lord could see right through something like that. But, so look at so-and-so folding his hands and bowing his head again in Luby's. I know who you are.
Ain't you the best Christian in old Charlie's right
Good
now?
Lord. Knows better than that, yeah.
So Ron Ramsey, Lieutenant Governor of Tennessee, is not putting on a show. He's concerned.
Yeah.
He's just saying, get ready. He ain't saying things are bad. We ain't there yet, but get ready.
Just go get your license. It don't hurt to go down there and get your license. That's all you got to do.
You could probably order a gun.
Well, by the time you
By the
get
time
your
it
license,
gets here,
it'll be
time.
Just make sure you're ordering from the right place, and it's gonna get to you in time. Get your license first. Always get your license first. But if you wait, you fill out paperwork, wait for them to mail it to you, then you can time it out just right.
Yeah, because you don't want to be. What you don't want to happen is to be tied up with a bunch of red tape when they're slaughtering the Christians.
Yeah.
You want to be ready to go.
You won't be, yeah.
This is just about laying the groundwork so that when the time comes, you can hit the ground running.
Yeah. Be prepared, yeah.
Be prepared. That's all it is. Who says that? Smokey the Bear?
Yeah. He says it too. Different subject. Be prepared to put out a fire in the woods or not start one of the, or both.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
So that's all he's saying.
That's
the motto of Smokey the Bear. Be
Him,
prepared.
Same thing, yeah.
There's a commercial. I don't know if it's on TV. It's on YouTube. Every time I go to YouTube, it comes up Smokey the Bear. A man puts out a forest fire, and Smokey the Bear costume person comes up and hugs him. And it flashes me back every time to that damn when I was in school, and they had somebody come around
All
dressed
right.
up as Smokey the Bear.
Don't tell us
And
again.
it was like you can shake hands with Smokey the Bear, or you can let him hug you. And I thought we were everybody gonna shake hands, but somewhere down the line, the little boys, who I thought all the little boys would shake hands. Yes, I know it's gendered greeting of a bear. I thought the boys would shake hands and the girls would hug the bear. But somewhere down the line, the boys started hugging Smokey the Bear, too, whoever was in this Smokey the Bear costume.
All right.
And so I got up there, and I hugged Smokey the Bear, and I heard him say, "You fat son of a bitch," or something like that. "Don't hug me, you fat son of a bitch." It's what I heard coming out of that bear suit.
Well,
"Don't touch me, you fat little son of a bitch," or something like that.
it's just scared straight, something like that. It's just trying to help you in the long run. You're too young to know how to take it.
How should I have taken it?
Just lose a little weight. Eat right. So
I don't need to
when
hear
the forest
that.
catch fire, you in shape to put it out.
Well, he could have just said that.
Well,
Why not just be honest?
and the other thing, maybe you don't need, just because you see other people hugging, don't mean you have to run in and start hugging too. Just be your own self. If you think it was right to shake his hand, should have shook his hand.
Well, I thought we were supposed to shake his hand, but I'll be honest. I wanted to hug Smokey the
All
Bear.
right.
I'm not going to be the one person shaking. That seems formal.
Well.
Needlessly formal. Shake hands. Hey, if y'all want to shake hands with Smokey the Bear or hug Smokey the Bear, whatever y'all want to do. Like, who's going to shake hands with Smokey the Bear? He's a bear, a giant guy in a bear suit. You hug that.
All right.
That gets a hug. He puts out forest fires. You don't shake a hand. President would shake Smokey the Bear's hand. The average person on the street, "Come here, you stupid. Come here, give me a hug." It's a celebration.
All right, fine.
Not a time to single me out because I may have been a little pudgy.
Well,
Call me SOB. I'm assuming it was one of the football players.
probably was.
What would they be about? 10 years? No. 5, was I like third grade probably? I was like 8. So they're about 10, 8, 9 years older than me. I bet you they're all dead.
Don't.
Most of them.